Hello guys, so in this video I'll be giving you an update of my trading. I've been able to pass 2 challenges this week. One of them was a phase 1 account, the other one was a phase 2, which means I've secured more funding. I'll also be taking you through my funded account so far and the progress that I've been able to achieve after the last payout, and tell you about my latest addition to my trading watch list, which is a pair that is performing very well. So first things, I'll start with the phase 1 account that I just passed. So if you look here right now, I have passed a total of 3 phase 1 accounts on Funded Next in the past about 4 or 5 months. So I did pass the first phase 1, I passed the second phase 1, and now these first 2 accounts, all of them are already funded. So I was just left with one 50k account, which I've managed to pass phase 1 this week. So if I click on the dashboard, you'll be able to see the performance of that account. I started it on February 23rd, but I wasn't trading it so actively because I told you I was trying to trade my other challenges one at a time. So even though the activity started on Feb 23rd, if you go to the trading analytics, you'll realize I stopped trading it from February and I took a pause all the way until somewhere in April is when I started trading the account again. So from February to April, I was not taking any trades on this account. So I started trading it well again. On April, went into a drawdown first, then I slowly started recovering the drawdown, and from there the curve has been pretty smooth. I went down again, and over the past 2 to 3 weeks I've had a lot of winners which have been able to take my account balance all the way up to the profit target. If you go to the stats, you'll be able to see that I had a win rate of about 50% and a risk to reward of about 1:3. Also, the final trade that passed this challenge was a USD JPY trade. As you can see, if you followed me, you know I've only been trading AUD CAD and CAD JPY, but USD JPY has been my latest addition, which is here. This is the setup. I'll be doing a breakdown in a few, and I'll also be telling you how I came up with the decision to start trading USD JPY. So that's it. This account I have passed and I've already been moved to phase 2. So if I take you back to my account and go to the active account, you will see here the phase 2 details. It's very new. There is no trade on phase 2 yet, so I'm still waiting to execute. Now going back to the second account, it's now a phase 2 account. In my last YouTube video, if you remember, I showed you progress of my phase 2 account. Here it is, and it was up 2.3% by that time, which is last week. So I was only one trade away from passing this one, with assuming I'm doing a 1% risk. So the same USD JPY trade that you've seen here, I was able to take it on my phase 2 account, and it eventually completed the 5% target. So as you can see, the phase 2, I started it on about May 13th and I completed it on Tuesday, which is 18th. So that's just about a 1 month period to pass phase 2, which is again the average time I've been taking to pass phase 2 so far this year. In all other challenges that I've done, this is how the curve looks like for the phase 2 account. I always tell you there is power in risk to reward ratio. So if you have a good risk to reward ratio, you can go into drawdown, but when you just find 2 or 3 trades, they come and recover everything very faster and you go all the way up. So here is the email to congratulate me on passing phase 2. And this time what happened is, since I had already submitted my KYC, so in terms of submitting your documents, your ID, I wasn't asked to do that again. The only thing I was sent to was a contract form that you have to sign to agree with the terms and conditions of trading the funded account. After signing, it took a few hours, and I think within less than 24 hours, I got the confirmation email to receive my live account. So going back into my dashboard right now under the accounts, if you go to the active accounts, you'll realize here is the new 50k funded account, which I've just taken one trade to keep the account active, but I haven't started taking trades that are in line with my strategy yet. So I'll be giving you an update on this account. So that's it, and just looking at my performance so far, or my Funded Next track record this year, you'll be able to see that I've taken a few challenges and I have 100% win rate. I've not failed a single challenge this year. If you go under the breached accounts, there is no single breached account. I've already passed 3 phase 1 accounts. All of them are here, 1, 2, 3. I've already passed phase 2 accounts, and currently I only have 1 account left here with them for me to pass phase 2, which I'm targeting to do that within the next 1 month, again depending on what the markets will give me. So for me, I'm happy with my performance, and I'm at a point where everything I'm doing is just about repeating the same formula on now bigger challenges, so that I can try to scale up the capital, because everything I'm doing on this 50k account is the same thing you can do on a 200k account, or a 300k account, $1 million account. So the target right now is just to scale up and trade bigger accounts. And my final update on other things in terms of challenges that I've been doing, I did manage to take a 200k account at the beginning of this month. As you can see, I went into some drawdown of close close to 2%. But again, I've been able to recover, and the moment my current equity is at $211,000. In terms of percentage, I'm sitting at just about 5.6% up, which also means I'm only one trade away from passing the phase 1, assuming my next trade becomes a winner. Of course, if the next trade is a loser, it means I might require more than one trade. So I'll be giving you more updates on this account once I pass it. Just a matter of time and being more patient. In the meantime, this is how the performance looks like. You can see I took some loss on CAD JPY, almost a 1% loss. Took another break-even trade on AUD CAD. I took a profit trade on CAD JPY, another profit trade there, and also another profit trade on USD JPY. So CAD JPY has been quite profitable, you can see, and USD JPY has been even more profitable. I've not taken a loss on it yet since I added it to my trading pairs. Once I pass, I'll also probably do a review of this specific prop firm because I've taken an account with Alpha Capital. I'm sure some of you might be knowing about it. So after passing and getting to the funded stage and hopefully getting my payout, I'll be able to give you an in-depth review of this prop firm and my experience with them. Now back to the trade, and let me do for you a quick breakdown. The reason why I added USD JPY to my watch list is very simple. So I looked at my performance this year and I realized AUD CAD was giving me very few setups. If you look at my past trades or my account statement in the videos I've been sharing, you'll realize most of the profitable trades have been from CAD JPY. AUD CAD has given me a few trades, but it's been very slow with my performance. So I wanted another pair that can just catalyze my performance and increase the number of setups I'm getting in a month. And at the same time, I want a pair that is very profitable. I don't want a pair that will now start taking me into drawdown every other time. So I went back and reflected on my backtest data that I've already collected in the past few years, and I was able to see USD JPY is a very profitable pair based on my backtest. After confirming that it was profitable in the past few years, I did a proper backtest from January all the way to last month of May, which was 5 months of the year. And for my 5-month backtest, every month was profitable, with my highest month giving me about 9R or 9%, of course assuming I'm risking 1%, and my poorest month gave me about 2% of the 5 months of the year. At the same time, I also saw it was not going into drawdowns easily, so I got the confidence to add it to my watch list. And after adding it to my watch list, as you can see, just within the first month, the first 2 trading weeks, I've already got 2 setups that have gone into my target. So that being said, let's go to Tuesday, 18th June for you to see how I got the setup using my support resistance strategy. I'll be using my FX Replay, which is my backtesting software, to give you context of what I was seeing in the market by the time I was taking the trade on Tuesday. So first things first, you want to go on the daily time frame and confirm the trend direction. Going to the daily time frame, without a doubt, you can see the market is forming higher highs and higher lows from as far as 2019. So for about 5-6 years, this market has been on a very clear overall bullish trend. Another thing you can check is this evidence of price bouncing at these support resistance levels. You can see we have that price touch there. Comes here, we have a few bounces and we have another one here. So overall, we have a lot of confidence that this market is going up. And if you look down here, you'll find so many other levels of support resistance. Somewhere like there, we can also see we have price touch there. We have a second one, we have a third one, we have a fourth one. Now moving to the immediate market structure, you can also see another level here. Price gets here, gets rejected at the same level one time, second time. We have this wick touching the same line, the third line. This was a fourth one, I almost missed that one. Then we have this fifth one, we have this sixth one. A lot of clear evidence of the market respecting support levels and the trend being bullish. Now once I've already seen the market respecting support and I'm confident of the direction, all I'm looking to do is to get a bullish setup on the lower time frame. Now for me to take a setup on Tuesday, which is the current day here, because I've gone back in time just to show you the replay, the previous day candlestick has to be bullish in respect to the overall trend direction. Now, as you can see, the candlestick of Monday was bullish. That means I've already ticked my first step in my checklist. The next thing is we should have no high impact news on Tuesday. Here's my calendar, and if you look at Tuesday, we did not have any high impact news that affects the dollar or the Japanese yen. And I look at specific news, I don't look at every other fundamental. So we did have retail sales, but for me, this is not something something that can keep me outside the market. I only avoid the markets when we have CPI, PPI, interest rates. So at this point in time, I know the trend direction. I've already seen the previous days bullish, so I'm confident, and the calendar is showing me there is nothing for me to worry about in terms of high impact fundamentals which might affect the markets. As I've told you before, my strategy or my trading style and personality really doesn't suit trading during such extremely volatile conditions. I always find them to be conditions where you have very little control. So coming into Tuesday, I only start to look for setups from 6 a.m. in the morning my time. So I'm only interested in the market from 6 a.m. So let's play these candles and wait for 6 a.m. to start looking for a confirmation. Keep in mind our bullish confirmation is just a simple W pattern, nothing else. Now here's the 6 a.m. candlestick, and I want you to watch something. When the market gets to 6 a.m., I always start to look for a W pattern. The pattern can be anywhere from 6 a.m. moving forward, or I can still take a pattern that happened just before 6 a.m., but it must be one that has happened immediately. By this time, I saw my W pattern. So we did have this drop in price, we did have this bullish movement, we had this drop, and we had this bullish movement which closed above the neckline. If I come and drag this thing all the way here, you will see we did have a W pattern. The idea is the same. Want to wait for price to come and retest the middle part, then we'll be trying to go long from this neckline point. The pattern completed at about 5:45 a.m. and immediately at 6 a.m., which is when my trading day starts, already I have a pattern and the market is already coming to retest this neckline. So ideally, I want to take my entry at this neckline retest with this candlestick. But there's one more confirmation that I must see, which is the previous 1 hour candlestick should be bullish, just to confirm to me that we have signs of strong bulls kicking into this market. So the retest is happening at 6 a.m., which automatically means the previous 1 hour is the candlestick between 5 to 6. So if 5 to 6 is bullish, we are confident. Now let's go and check. So on the 1 hour here is the 5 to 6 a.m. candlestick, and yes, it's bullish. So I've got my confidence that I can now enter this market on the 15-minute time frame. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is I was confident in this market because not only I did done this bullish impulsive move, but after the market has done the impulsive move, usually I wait for a retracement, and by 6 a.m. the market had already done a very huge retracement in my opinion, and based on my rules, this was a good point to take the trade, because I told you before, in case I get this trade up here, I might not take it until the market does the retracement. So I was even more confident because in my opinion, the retracement was just about to end and buyers were about to continue pushing price higher. So at that point, everything was in line. So immediately the price came back here at 6 a.m. to retest the neckline. I took my setup there with a stop loss of 15 and a take profit of 45 pips, looking for a 1:3 risk to reward setup. So here's my stop loss, here's my take profit. Let's see how the trade played. So the first few candles were going nowhere, but you'll see that over time it started to go to my direction very, very fast. Our target has been hit, and that's exactly how I was able to do a 1:3 bullish setup on USD JPY this week on Tuesday. So I hope you guys can see that once you've really found what is working for you in the markets, you don't need to keep changing your styles. I just apply the same strategy across different pairs right now. Of course, I've limited my pairs because I don't want to trade so many things, but it just shows you the freedom that if I look at my watch list and I feel like I'm not content with the performance on my current pairs, I can go back, try to backtest, try to collect some data and come up with another pair that I want to trade. So you get that freedom to trade however you want as long as you have an edge in the markets. So for me, I'm glad with my current performance after incorporating USD JPY, and I'll be giving you guys more updates over time. Otherwise, that's it for this video, and until next time.